I remember when the internet fell in love with Spy Family, and I too fell in love with Spy Family. That being said, I really love Anya Forger. I think she is one of the cutest, most adorable characters in anime I've seen in a long time. And when I got my hands on this figure, or rather when I first saw it announced, I was very excited, and now it's finally here. Let's go. Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of the Figuarts Zero Bond and Anya Forger Mission Complete by Bandai Spirits. We'll be looking at this beautiful figure in lovely cardboard. Here we get a little preview of the figure, and here we get to see the different poses it can be in, which doesn't look like we have a lot to look forward to, but overall, the figure looks really good. So, let's get into it. Okay, now looking at the figure, this is everything we get included in the box. So, we have the figure itself, which you can rotate 360 degrees, and we also get this extra face. So normally it looks like the default is that she's sleeping, and we can add this smiley face. And this is what it looks like completed. This figure is actually pretty decently priced, especially for the size and the quality. You can get it for a very reasonable 6,930 yen, or $47 USD. First thing is first, my first impressions of this figure are actually really good. If we look under the base, we can see that, it is hollow. It's just up to the point where the base itself is, and I believe it might be hollow on the inside, but it feels pretty solid, it feels pretty weighty, and it doesn't feel like it's going to get broken very easily, which is definitely a plus for a figure like this. As far as concerning the Figuarts Zero line goes, I think it's a pretty solid entry. How can we not talk about how adorable it is to see our two favorite characters sleeping next to each other in such a cute pose? Honestly, Anya is probably one of the cutest child characters in any anime or manga I've ever seen or read, maybe with an exception of Yotsuba or something like that, but she is definitely very cool. That being said, I don't have too many quality issues or concerns to really look at here. My main qualm with this figure was that I did have a little bit of dirt on the face. I'm not really sure how it came that way, considering the figure is brand new from the factory and not pre-owned, so I'm not really sure how the dirt got there, but maybe chalk it up to a manufacturing error or a packaging mistake. Either way, it wiped off with a little bit of effort and a microfiber cloth, so nothing to worry about there. However, some of the bigger blemishes on the figure would be right here in the crease of the pillow. I think it just looks a little too separated. I understand what they're going for to try to make a seam line, but it just does look a little strange if you're looking at it. But chances are you're going to be looking at it from this angle, or an angle that you're not looking at it from above, so it won't really matter too much anyway. That being said, the separation in Bond's neck and arms and tail, especially the tail here, do look a little strange. So if you're looking at it from any particular angle that isn't too tasteful, it might not look great, but I think it does look very good. Going back to Bond's tail, if you actually do look a little closely, you might not be able to see it pick up on the camera there, but we do get a little bit of a shine, likely from glue marks that are holding the tail together with the rest of his body, because like I showed before, if you look, the tail is actually a completely separate glued on piece, but they do that to save costs, and you're not really going to be looking too much in that area, maybe around here, which is a little bit of a shame, but that's really the only big mark I have against it, and otherwise this figure is fantastic. Honestly, I believe this figure is really, really awesome, and there's not really too much wrong with it. While I did mention its weight, it could be a little more weighty and solid as opposed to hollow on the inside, but I don't foresee that being an issue with this figure because it does look really, really good. Overall, yes, Anya and Bond really are some of my favorite characters in Spy Family and in anime in general, and I really think the pose makes a figure, so I really just want to talk about how amazing this pose is. You see Anya and you see Bond, and they're just sleeping together. Well, in this case, she's wide awake, but if I switch the faces, now she is fast asleep. So just talking about this pose, I think it really is amazing how, it's just two lovable characters sleeping together without a care in the world, just as children do and just as dogs do. And it really fits the characters quite well. So I'm just overall really happy with the pose, and that's the main reason why I wanted it in the first place. Because there are so many figures of Spy Family, and I really think this is the best pose that Anya could have had, especially with her companion Bond. And of course there are other ones, like this one here. This is a prize. I don't remember which one, but I do have this one here. But especially comparing these two, this one is obviously of a much cheaper build, and the pose is quite different, but I do actually want the scale of this one. I really should get it, because I feel like it's just not very high quality. But just looking at it, it's really great to see all of these different poses for Anya, because if you look at the standard standing poses or what have you, it's just really not that interesting. This absolutely gorgeous figure by Bandai Spirits in the Figuarts Zero line is an absolute beauty. It's just a very solid and well put together figure, despite a couple of minor shortcomings that are easily overlooked. It just looks fantastic, clearly resembles the prototype pictures, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And that just about wraps it up for this figure review. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.